So next up, we've got Iaroslav Molochko, who's the director of engineering at Squad. He's been around the block, right? He's got over 20 years of experience in software development, infrastructure management, operations. He's a literally an internationally recognized expert in DevOps, led numerous teams through successful DevOps transformations. And he's going to be talking about how to deliver despite wartime from a manager's viewpoint. Walk us through a couple of key strategies and of course, some hard-earned, hard-won lessons. And the ideas of the right approach, even in challenging times, you can achieve meaningful results. As always, we have the Slido. If you have questions over the course of the presentation, just don't wait. Don't wait to see if they're going to get answered. Just pop your questions in there. We'll figure it out at the end. Don't wait till the end. Ask your questions as soon as you have it. And without further ado, I'd like to welcome Iaroslav to our virtual stage.
Thank you. Well, as you all know, my name is Iaroslav Molochko. I'm Director of Engineering at Squad. I'm streaming from capital of Ukraine, Kiev. As you can see, we have internet, electricity, able to speak on conferences about our experience, and I'm here to help gather money to support Ukraine. For most, if not all Ukrainians, the war catches us by surprise. Just imagine, people face tremendous stress and emotional burdens. Businesses dealt with significant level of uncertainty. Unfortunately, many organizations had to make difficult choices, resulting in widespread layoffs. Trade markets saw a sharp decline, and entire industries were on edge of collapsing. This crisis, even though sounds depressive, is not even close to what we are experiencing now. I described 2008 economical crisis. But if you imagine additionally hospitals that are overbooked with many injured individuals requiring urgent medical attention, that has resulted in thousands of casualties. This sounds way worse than it is. COVID-19 is indeed a challenge. It affected industries and many people died because of it. In some way, it even helped us prepare for the full-scale war with Russia. Remote work, hello. But it is still not scale of war that we have and that we are experiencing. But if additionally to all of that, you add widespread of blackouts and issues with internet and GSM network, surge in PTSD cases, extensive damage to buildings and the roads, evacuation efforts that are ongoing but have not always been successful, this will be natural disaster crisis. Yeah, we still remember Hurricane Katrina that took lives of many people, feel the pain of all Turkish people. We experienced blackout and infrastructure damage just last winter. And what is worse, people that will never call back. But if you imagine all of that I just said, prolonged for months, for 1.5 years already, missiles that are flying above your head and people are terrorized for months with random shelling, toys and walking in the forest can be dangerous. You can be killed only because you are Ukrainian sleeping in your own bed. That is war. It's the most devastating and terrible crisis humanity has ever known. It's a storm of chaos, uncertainty, and unimaginable challenges. But if you know how to survive in the midst of war, you have unlocked the secrets to weathering any storm. It's like a crash course in resilience and adaptability. Crises happen quite often recently. This is the list of natural disasters and affected people globally by year. In some cases, up to 8% of population were affected. But if you believe we did not have war for more than 70 years, think twice. Look at this graph. It's space-skipping missions. At a certain time, we had up to 20 conflicts per year and 15 on average. That means at least 30 countries are at constant war globally. So our experience is valuable. This means we need to accept the reality that a crisis is the new normal, and we need to find a way to deliver in this new normality. First thing is to ask yourself, who delivers in crisis? For me, it's army. They learn to deliver in crisis through constant preparation and investing and adoption in innovations, not only in military equipment, but also in leadership. And when I say invested, they really invest a lot. On the graph, you can see that $800 billion are being invested in US Army alone year by year. And 123 goes into R&D for last year. And when I say they invest into military, people imagine something like that, right? While in reality, it is duct tape, GPS, microwave, watch, walkie-talkie. All of this is the result of Army innovations. In female products, they created thanks to wound blood-stopping products. People die at war, and military had to do something about it. And military medical research, tactical combat casualty care has given us MARCH protocol. 90% of deaths occur before a wounded soldier reaches the hospital. Imagine this, 28% of fatalities, almost a third, could be preventable if treated properly and swiftly. The MARCH protocol stands as a key to survival. It's a structured approach that guides us and medics in a systemic way under the most challenging conditions. Massive bleeding is the first step focused on controlling massive bleeding, ensuring that our soldiers don't succumb to blood loss before they can receive further care. Next, we secure airway, ensuring that our heroes can breathe without impediment. We pay attention to respiration, ensuring that every breath counts and that lung injuries are managed effectively. Circulation is the heartbeat of the protocol. Heartbeat of the protocol, making certain that blood keeps flowing, delivering oxygen. And finally, we address head injuries. So remember, the MARCH protocol is not just an acronym, it's a lifeline. It stands as a shining beacon of hope in darkness of hours, ensuring that our heroes have fighting chance no matter the odds. Ukrainian business is on the edge of survival now. And as T3C gave MARCH protocol to military, I suggest to use similar approach for business life-saving. I suggest to draw a parallel between the MARCH protocol, a life-saving strategy, to the battlefield and the critical challenges faced by business. It's a testament to the interconnectedness of the world and the power of adaptability. For massive bleeding in the MARCH protocol, in the business world stands talent attrition. If people leave in the company, we need to act quickly to retain and nurture our talent, ensuring our organization remain robust. Ensuring a clear airway is a paramount in MARCH protocol. In business, securing financial stability act as airway for survival. Respiration sustains life, just as adaptation to changing conditions sustains businesses. Just as we adjust to variation in respiration, we must adjust to shifts in market dynamics and customer needs. Circulation ensures blood flow through the body. In business, communication and operation efficiency play a similar role. Hypothermia and head injuries are critical concerns in MARCH protocol. Similarly, strong leadership is essential to business world. They safeguard against metaphorical head injuries that can hinder progress. So as you can see, there is a remarkable synergy between the MARCH protocol and the business challenges we face. Both require swift action, adaptability, and a commitment to preserving life or organization stability. By drawing inspiration from these parallels, we can approach our business challenges with a heightened sense of purpose and determination. Imagine for a moment that you have an hourglass and the sand trickling through it represents the life force of your body. When you lose it, you have only a matter of minutes to act. 1 minute to help yourself and mere 2-3 minutes before someone else's assistance comes to a lifeline. It's a sobering thought, isn't it? Now, if you ask any top manager in any innovative company about their most prized asset, you'd likely hear as one word: people. People, much like blood in our bodies, are the life force of any organization. They are driving force behind innovation, productivity, and success. Be here's a catch. Yeah, talent attrition, or people leaving the company, is equivalent of that life force ebbing away. It's a major threat akin to losing precious blood, and it can jeopardize the very survival of the organization. Just as we must act swiftly and decisively to stem the loss of blood, we must do the same to retain our invaluable talent. So let's remember this parallel. Just as blood sustains life, our people sustain the life of our company. Nurturing and retaining them is not just an option, it's the very essence of our organization's survival. I want to talk about something really important, the reasons why some of our amazing team members might decide to leave during wartime. It's about real people facing real challenges. So picture this. We had a team member who experienced a missile hitting dangerously close to where they were. After that moment, they couldn't sleep at night, especially during missile and drone attacks. Began, began, began affecting their work, and eventually they needed medical attention and extended leave to address their mental health. Security concerns. Imagine being in a conflict zone, worried about your personal safety even every day. Some of our team members might decide to leave because they feel their well-being is at risk. It's a tough decision, but safety always comes first. We had we had engineers who were all set to relocate to safer Western regions, but the newborn members joined their family, and everything changed. Some had to leave the country due to family pressure to ensure their loved ones are in safe. Let me tell you about a few engineers I know, not from Squad, who left Russian-rooted companies. The conflict created a language barriers and strained relationship with Russian-speaking engineers from Moscow. Personal convictions and ethical reasons played a big role in their decisions. Wartime demands are intense, and it's not just about workload, it's about the stress, fear, and tension in the air. Burnout can become a real issue. Hostile work environment can develop, making it tough for our members to cope. Think about it. During conflict, infrastructure and essential services can be disrupted. Imagine the challenges of commuting to work or accessing basic amenities. Economic conditions can also take a hit, leading to financial hardship. This can push people to seek other sources of income. Here's a real problem. Competing organization can actively recruit our talented team members from conflict zones. They might dangle better compensation, improved security, or exciting opportunities. It's a tough call to resist. Conflict often forces people to leave their home and works. It's not easy to continue working for their previous employees when they displaced or relocated. How to stop talent attrition? What we can do to prevent it from happening. Conduct tactical training for your team. Learn what to expect, what actions to take, and even what essentials to have on hand. We have got a business continuity plan with different levels of severity and corresponding actions. This plan has our back when things got tough. And hey, we got a cool communication strategy in place. We have got satellite phones for our top folks in case regular phone and internet services get blocked. We ready to stay connected. And I want to share one real life story that beautifully illustrates the importance of preparation. 2 weeks before a full-scale war with Russia, our team at Squad took proactive measures by conducting tactical training for our personnel. It was a crucial step in preparing for the challenges ahead. However, as life often reminds us, things don't always work out as planned. During our training, we tested Turaya phones, which initially appeared to be a reliable communication solution. They worked seamlessly from our office located on the 12th floor with a beautiful unobstructed view. But here's the twist. When we tried using Turaya phones in the field, surrounded by dozens of tall buildings, we encountered connectivity issues. It turns out that Turaya was designed primarily for use in Emirates, with its own two geostationary satellites perfectly positioned above the equator. In Ukraine, the situation was different. To get signal, you had to point the antenna to the south. And if there was a building in your line of sight, the connection simply didn't work. We learned that not every solution fits every situation. In our case, iridium phones proved to be a better choice for our area. Be the answer. During tough times, stress level can go up. We want to be sure we all know what to do. It's like knowing the way out when everyone else is in panic. Our BCP is our guiding light. It covers crisis response evacuation plans and communication channels. It's like trusted roadmap for our team. We have set up a single communication channel for us to rely on. It helps us to stay organized, keeps our info accurate, and keeps anxiety levels down. As part of our business continuity plan, we had a well-thought-out strategy to relocate our entire organization to our office in Lviv. It sounded like a solid plan. Lviv is just 600 kilometers from Kiev, and under critical circumstances, you could easily make the journey in around 6 hours. But as we all know, life has always thrown curveballs. In this case, the curveball was the response of the entire population of Ukraine. It seems that everyone had the same idea, had to leave. The result, a massive influx of people trying to reach the city within a short time frame. And what we hadn't anticipated was the congestions on the roads and the sheer number of travelers. Many of our team members couldn't reach Lviv within 24 or even 36 hours. Finding places to sail on the way to shelters we had prepared became a significant challenge. This experience taught us valuable lessons about the need for adaptability and readiness for unexpected. No matter how well we plan, crisis situation can unfold in ways we couldn't have imagined. Flexibility in our strategy and ability to pivot quickly is response to evolving circumstances can make all the difference. So while our BCP provides a solid foundation, it's also highlighted the importance of staying agile and resourceful when navigating the complex and ever-changing landscape crisis of management. Be a stability island. Our first priority is safety. It's like making sure we all wear a life jacket on a boat road. Evacuation might not be our usual job, but we have gone plans in place. We are working with authority, providing resources, and ensuring everyone's safety. We also encourage our team to volunteer if they can. It's like being a superhero for community. Every little bit helps. And even with limited resources, we are doing our best to support evacuation and relief efforts. It's like sharing our snacks during a long trip. Communication strategy. I will talk about it later in communication part, but few important things. Clear hierarchy of communication. We have designed roles of sharing information, and especially when things get intense. These roles help ensure that information flows smoothly and efficiently. Emergency contact list. We maintain an updated emergency contact list with our information and that we can reach our loved ones. This list is our safety net and help us get in touch with you and your family when needed. Also, regular updates. By this, it's a way of saying we got this and we are taking care of you. We will provide the regular updates on the situation, safety measure, and any actions you may need to take. So in times of crisis, just as we've focused on security, the airway to enable breathing, we must focus on securing financial stability. It's about ensuring that the lifeblood of our organization, our financial resources, continues to flow. There are few possible impediments to our financial stability during war. The flow of foreign investment can significantly impact our financial stability. Supply chains disruptions, a common sequence of war conditions, can lead to delays, shortages, and increased cost. Wartime often brings infrastructure damage, affecting transportation, utilities, and more. Reduced productivity can occur due to various factors, including safety concerns, displacement, or operational challenges. The unpredictable nature of wartime creates an uncertain business environment. It's no secret that the majority of the challenges we face, be it the decline in foreign investment, reduced productivity, or business environment, are deeply rooted in uncertainty. The fog of war casts shadows over even the most carefully laid plans. In times of crisis, such as war we have been facing, the world attention naturally focuses on the human toll and devastation that warfare brings. While it's vital to address these pressing concerns, it's equally essential to emphasize the role of data-driven decisions. How safe your investments in Ukraine? Did you think of it? When you think about it, about investing in Ukraine, it's natural to worry about safety, especially during a conflict. The idea is that one missile could destroy everything, or that a single shot could harm a core team, can be quite unsettling. However, let's take a moment to consider the valuable insights we can gain from data. In Ukraine, a country recently associated with war, data tells a different story about safety. As of June 2003, approximately 2,800 missiles have been launched in this ongoing war. Now, when you compare this to number of population of Ukraine, it paints an interesting picture. While we must never downplay the significance of lives lost, the actual casualty rate outside the combat zones remains relatively low. If you were to calculate the percentage of casualties from the entire population, it would be less than 0.03%. To put this into perspective, let's consider the fact that each missile takes the lives of 3 people. However, in our daily lives, we face different risks. For instance, every day, on average, 7 people tragically lose their lives in car accidents in Ukraine. This observation underscores a crucial point. Data provides us with a clear and objective lens through which we can assess risk and make informed decisions. This is total civilian casualties per month since full-scale invasion. And to put this into perspective, this is casualties by day in COVID era. While every life lost is a tragedy, understanding the true impact of events through data allow us to make decisions based on comprehensive view of the situation. So what's the message from this data? Is that investing in Ukraine isn't simply a roll of a dice when it comes to your safety and resources. When viewed in larger context or daily life, risks are actually quite small. The takeaway here is clear. While challenges exist, data-driven insights reveal that investing in Ukraine is not venturing into the unknown. It's a strategic choice where safety concerns are firmly rooted in reality. It's a place of resilience opportunities, if decisions guided by data. And this principle extends to the business world as well. Performance metrics play a pivotal role in gauging productivity and making informed decisions. However, these metrics must be meaningful and representative of actual progress. For instance, let me give you an example of a bad metric: counting the number of commits. As a performance indicator, this can be misleading. In a scenario where internet connectivity is unreliable, developers may squash commits before pushing to main branch, making the metric appear low. Is this a true reflection of productivity, or is it simply a distorted metric? To ensure meaningful metrics, I suggest adopting DORA, DevOps Research and Assessment Metrics for development and DevOps organization, along with value streaming mapping. These techniques provide valuable insights into performance, focusing on essential metrics like time to market and product quality. These metrics are derived from data and offer a clear picture of productivity. Additionally, having a robust business continuity plan with multiple scenarios can significantly reduce uncertainty in business environment. By preparing for various contingencies, we can navigate through uncertainty with great confidence. Now consider the risk associated with wartime. By opening multiple offices instead of one large office, we reduce the risk of the bus factor. If one office faces disruptions, the other can continue operation. Safety become our first priority. For example, when Ukraine experienced blackout during the winter, even though we understood that working together in one office would be more efficient, we made the conscious choice to prevent teams from gathering in a single location. This decision was rooted in a data-driven safety consideration. Basically, we don't allow more than 40% of the team to be located in a single office location. In conclusion, by using meaningful metrics, robust continuously plans, and safety-first approaches, we can navigate the uncertain business landscape with confidence and ensure the stability of our organizations. There are a few challenges we face on a daily basis. Scarcity. Resources becoming scarcer by the day. Materials, skilled labor, and even energy may become scarce commodities. Supply chains disrupted like indicate web torn apart. Delays, interruptions, and uncertainties become new norm. Regulations shifting unpredictably, impacting everything from trade policies to safety standards. Essential infrastructure like power grids, transportation, and communication networks facing disruption. And heightened health and safety risk for employees due to the war environment is a big challenge for us. If in face of constant wartime changes, a comprehensive strategy is your compass. Here are 5 guiding principles to prepare your organization for the dynamic challenges ahead. Embrace change as a culture. Imagine a workplace where change is not just tolerated, but celebrated. Make it part of your organization DNA. Empower your teams to make local moves aligned with the broader strategy, just as commanders did in a battle. Communicate your strategy often, clearly, and consistently. Repetition is the key in the world of uncertainty. Build resilience. Picture a team that more than a collection of individuals. It's a unit supporting each other in times of need. Cultivate a culture of self-help and camaraderie, where helping a teammate in distress is a second nature. Transparency illuminates the path. Think of transparency as powerful lantern in the dark. Provide wide context to your team members. Equip them with information needed to make informed decisions, aligning their action with the broader strategy. Lead by example, always. Envision a leader whose actions set the tone for the entire organization. Lead with unwavering ethics and values. Your decisions, even in challenging time, should mirror your moral compass. Your legacy lies in the example you set. Cultivate tomorrow leaders. Imagine nurturing a garden of future leaders within your team. Be their mentor, coach, the guiding light. Offer regular feedback, both corrective and positive. Like water to a growing plant, engineers thrive when they know their contribution are valued. By embracing these principles, your organization will not only withstand wartime challenges, but emerge stronger and more resilient. It's a journey worth taking, where leadership and culture shape the future. Picture a situation much like a dense fog rolling in, similar to what you might see in wartime or challenging situation. Visibility is low and uncertainty fills the air. In this scenario, communication is our guiding light. It's like a flashlight that cuts through the fog, helping us find our way. It's our lifeline when everything else seems unclear. Majority of the previous parts had communication as part of the solution or a problem. And main problem is disrupted infrastructure. Wartime often leads to infrastructure damage, including telecommunication networks and power grids. These disruptions can result in communication blackouts, making it difficult to relay information both internally and externally. The influx of information from various sources, including intelligence reports, updates, and crisis-related data, can overwhelm communication channels. Filtering through this vast amount of data to find critical information becomes a significant challenge. The emotional toll of wartime on employees can impact their ability to communicate effectively. Stress, anxiety, and trauma can lead to breakdown in communication as individuals struggle to convey information to make decisions. Make sure you keep your emergency contact up to date. This is our safety net that help us get in touch with you and your family when needed. Build clear hierarchy of communication with designated roles and share information, especially when the things get intense. You should have a single reliable channel to communicate. Establish a system of rapid communication and decision making. Quick responses to emerging challenges can make all the difference. Identify and streamline critical processes to ensure efficiency. Eliminate unnecessary steps or bureaucracies that can slow down decision making. Implement digital tools and automation where possible to reduce manual workloads to enhance efficiency. Regular updates. Keep your teams well informed with regular updates on the evolving situation. Transparency builds trust and reduces uncertainty. As a result, reduce stress. Share information on the company's strategic direction, adopting it as needed. Consistency is communication is the key. Establish feedback loops to gather insights from the front lines, engage with employees to understand their experiences and challenges. Use this feedback to continuously improve your operational process and communication strategy. At Squad, we have Telegram bot that asks my location daily. One click on the screen helps our HR department to identify possible impacted individuals and react swiftly when people are in distress. Leverage analytics to optimize resource allocation, supply chain management, and overall efficiency. Prioritize the well-being of your employees. Their physical and mental health directly impacts operational efficiency. Offer support, resources, and programs to help employees cope with the stress and maintain productivity. Efficient communication and operations are pillars of success during wartime challenges. As we navigate the stormy waters of wartime challenges, imagine leadership as the compass guiding us through uncharted territories. It's our North Star keeping us on course when markets water grow cold. I suggest to refer to ADP 622, which is US Army leadership book. I suggest to take a look to understand how you can lead your team and operate in the time of crisis. Now you might wonder why refer to US Army ADP 622 leadership book in a business context. Well, let's take a peek into its wisdom. In time of crisis, good communication isn't just about sharing information. It's about fostering shared understanding and situational awareness. As General George S. Patton Jr. said, never tell people how to do things. Tell them what to do and they will surprise you with their ingenuity. The US Army advised convenient contacts from 2 levels up and 1 to 2 levels down. It's like passing the baton in a relay race, ensuring everyone is on the same page, and it doesn't stop there. Face-to-face or one-on-ones interactions and active listening are secret sauce. When leaders keep their organization informed, they are not just building trust, they are creating a culture of shared knowledge. This leads to reduced stress and helps control the spread of rumors. Many perceive the army culture as top to bottom decision making and its strict execution rules. In the dynamic landscape of wartime operations, control isn't one size fits all. Consider this: operations that demand precise coordination among multiple units or integration of various elements within a tight time frame often requires centralized control and meticulous coordination. It's akin to conducting an orchestra. Every instrument must play in a harmony, and the conductor gives the symphony. But in other phases, when flexibility and autonomy are key, leadership might step back and allowing teams to execute with greater independence. This adaptive approach to leadership ensures that control aligns with the unique demands of each operation, maximizing effectiveness while maintaining flexibility. This is just a sneak peek to that book. As we passed,
That sounds really great, Yaroslav. That sounds super duper. Everything you've been saying so far is amazing. That book sounds really, really good. Uh, we are at time for your talk.
yeah, just 30 seconds.
Just 30 seconds. You got 30 seconds.
I got 30. Oh shit. As we passed through the presentation, we saw a lot of possible ways to prevent talent attrition, fix communication, adapt to changing environment, but all of this can be summarized in one sentence: being a warm place. Squad does it 100%. Did you hear we had 2 weeks mandatory paid vacation because we conducted mental health study that showed stress is impacting performance. We constantly measure not only performance but also mental health. We do ENPS surveys and ensure that they are actionable. We spent a lot of hours in endless interview and debriefing session to get the best and to let them drive the company to the new horizons. And I would like to conclude my presentation with single sentence of how to deliver despite the war. Be prepared and be the warm place. That's it.
Excellent. Well wrapped up. Normally, this is where we do the Q&A. We don't have time for the Q&A, so instead what we'll do is we'll take the questions, we'll note them down, we'll bring them over to the open spaces potentially. But really, like the most important question really is around, continuously being aware of what's going on and measuring team health, supporting team mental health. And I was happy that you kind of addressed that towards the end of the chat presentation rather. So thank you so much, Yaroslav. That was remarkably interesting. There's so much more to learn, to dive into, to dig into on this topic. You really just scratched the surface. And thank you so much for introducing us to this topic and for sharing your experiences and your learnings from what is certainly a difficult time. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.